Hey VC, it's Jonathan, the Cheap and Cheerful record collector, with another edition of Desert Island Discs. Today's Desert Island Disc is going to be the blues. I'm not really buying any records currently. I'm sort of on hiatus for a while. I've been sort of getting a little bit too crazy here with my albums and taking a break for about a month or so. My wife and I are traveling to Japan in April, and I wanted to save up my nickels and dimes so I can buy some Japanese pressings. Instead of doing current things that I found, I'm going to dig back into my collection here. And today I'm thinking of doing a Desert Island Disc blues collection. These are 10 records, all blues, that if I was stuck on a desert island, I could listen to again and again without getting bored. And they are records I listen to again and again without getting bored. We got Chicago blues, we got the country blues. And before we start, playing in the background today is John Hammond. He didn't quite make the list today, he didn't quite make the cut, but I love John Hammond, and I was very lucky last year at the North Atlantic Blues Festival up in Rockland, Maine. He was playing, and I got him to sign the record for me, which is sort of cool. So I love this record, but just didn't quite make the cut. So, just get started. We're going to start off with the Hoodoo Man Blues, which is an amazing record. Junior Wells with Buddy Guy, Delmark Records. Straight Chicago Blues, absolutely one of the all-time classic blues albums. Originally released in 1965. This is a 1974 reissue on Delmark. Absolute classic album. Next one of my all-time favorites. Albert Collins, Robert Cray, Johnny Clyde Copeland, all together playing on Showdown. Alligator Records is a 1985 release. Don't know if you know this album, but it's fantastic. Really one of my all-time favorite albums. I just go crazy for this record. So happy to have that. Next one is actually two records in one, because, well, it's my video, I can do what the hell I want to do. So, it's Robert Johnson, Volume 1, Volume 2. Counting as one record. These were all recorded. I think he had 2 recording dates, Robert Johnson, before he was killed. I think he was 32 years old when he was killed, and those 2 recordings produced some of the greatest classic blues songs of all time. This one has Crossroads Blues on it, Terraplane Blues, 3220, Kind of Hearted Woman Blues, Milk Cow, all that stuff. Hellhound on My Trail. All recorded in 1936 and 1937. When he died, he was pretty much unknown and unloved, for sure. And it wasn't until they reissued all these records in 1960. This was actually released in 1961. It wasn't until they were released in 1961, and this came out, the second album came out in 1970, that he was discovered again, and all the British bluesmen like Eric Clapton, Keith Richards, Brian Jones, Peter Green, all those guys started listening to it. This is the guy they focused on, and they used all this stuff, stole all his music, made it their own, changed it, copied it. So both these albums are classic albums. If you're into the blues, you got to start here with Robert Johnson. Next record I got on my list is this is more obscure bluesman, Walter Horton. This is the deep blues of Walter Horton. Truthfully, I didn't know that much about him until I found this record. I was at a friend's house, and we went into the basement, and I see a stack of records lying there, and I started talking to him. What are you doing with those? He goes, they're just sitting here. I don't care about them. I said, I'd like to take them off your hand. He goes, give me $1 each. I got like 30 albums. This was in the pile. And I started looking into it. He's an amazing Chicago bluesman. Didn't record a lot. So this record, even though it was only $1, on just a whim, turns out to be the most expensive record I have. I think on Discogs is going for like $184. Printed in England on JRS Records. just straight Chicago blues, great harmonica player. Next one we're going to, I got, which is more country blues, which I love also. Lightning Sam Hopkins, originally released in 1962. This is a 2016 Record Store Day release on gold vinyl. It's just sort of cool. A great record from Lightning Hopkins. On Our Hole Records, this has Meet You at the Chicken Shack, Speed and Boogie, Do the Boogie, Bald Headed Woman, Going Out, just great stuff. Like I said, released 1961. So, nobody plays like Lightning Hopkins. Next one, The Hook, John Lee Hooker, Going Down Highway 51. This is a compilation album, released in 1971, but all the songs on here are recorded 49, 50, and 51. Specialty Records, the Specialty Records label. I love it because it's early John Lee Hooker, before he became more famous and got a little more slick. This is straight up 49, 50, 51, early blues. Great stuff. Absolutely love it. Next one is someone you've heard about, and you probably, I don't know if you know this particular album, but this is Taj Mahal, Natural Blues. It's originally released in 1968. I couldn't find out on Discogs when this repress was. It is a repress, but couldn't put a date on it. This is the album. I love this album. This has Good Morning Miss Brown, Karina, Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Steal My Jelly Roll, Going Up the Country, Paint My Mailbox Blue, She Caught the Katy, You Don't Miss Your Water Till Your Well Runs Dry, etc. Essential, Taj Mahal. Next up, the late great Magic Sam. Magic Sam, Chicago bluesman, died young. I think 1969 he passed away. Just on the brink of making it big. He was about to really cross over and didn't make it. Delmark Records. If you don't know Magic Sam, amazing guitar player, great vocalist. That real Chicago, Detroit blues they sing, just great. And the last two I saved, my favorite for the last two. Muddy Waters. This is the best of Muddy Waters on Chess Records. Obviously it's a repress. Originally released 1957. There's a 1987 repress. If you don't have any Muddy Waters albums and you're looking to buy one, I would definitely recommend this as a way to start. It has I Just Want to Make Love to You, Long Distance Call, Honeybee, Rolling Stone, Hoochie Coochie Man, I Can't Be Satisfied, Stand Around Crying. Just classic stuff. Great. And next, finally, the last one on my list is my personal favorite of all the bluesmen, The Wolf, Howlin' Wolf. This is his second album, originally released in 1962. This is a 2013 reissue, done in England on something called Dole Chess Records. So obviously Chess Records originally, but Dole, D-O-L, Chess Records. As you can see. It says European. I'm not sure if it's England or not. It says manufactured in Europe, 140 gram, printed 2013. So I'm not really sure where in Europe it was pressed, but it's a great record. Shake for Me, Riller, Rooster, Wang Dang Doodle, Spoonful, Howlin' for My Baby, Backdoor Man. I mean, a lot of Willie Dixon stuff, obviously, but my absolute favorite of all bluesmen, a voice like no other. And I'm lucky enough I got to see The Wolf at the 1970 Ann Arbor Blues Festival. He actually rode out onto stage on a Harley Davidson motorcycle. Rode the motorcycle right on stage, got off the bike, grabbed the mic, and started singing Built for Comfort. Great stuff. So, Howlin' Wolf, #1. So those are my 10 Desert Island discs. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found some stuff you didn't know about. Leave me a comment. I think down below there you can leave a comment. If I talked too fast, I mumbled. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, let me know what you think. And if you get a moment and you feel like it, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have more subscribers. I've been watching a lot of videos out there, and I don't see enough blues on the VC. A lot of rock and roll, obviously, a lot of ambient, a lot of punk, a lot of metal, but not too much blues. So hopefully we'll balance that out and add a little more blues onto the VC. Okay, folks, until later, you all have a good day, and peace.